If you listen to Fools, the mob rules! Now we'll get to the awesome motherfucking Mob Rules, which came out in 1981. The artwork is very, very badass. At first I did not like it, and it looked like a complete mess. But on some of the better rendered pictures, boy oh boy does this artwork look fucking awesome. It shows like a giant group of, I guess a mob, like some cultist members and stuff. Some of them have whips, and they have some sort of tarp, and they have blood on it. And apparently some people have pointed out that in the blood it says Ozzy or something. Iomi says that's completely untrue, however. This one's again produced by Martin Birch. It is a pretty good job, but Iomi says the production was lacking, which I agree with. And this was because Martin Birch was having drug problems at the time, which I did not know he had drug problems. And also Bill Ward's parents or something died at this time. He just couldn't put up with the touring of Heaven and Hell. So at the end of the tour, he left, or I think it was in the middle of it, he had to leave, and they got Vinny Appice in, who will be a classic drummer from the 80s. I love this guy. He does incredible fast, like triplets on the snare drums all the time. That sounded really cool. And you would believe that it's Bill Ward drumming on this album, because he perfectly recreates his ability, and sometimes even does crazier, faster shit than Bill Ward. However, he's not as intricate as Bill Ward. And the song Mob Rules was actually featured in the movie Heavy Metal. If you guys haven't seen that, it's like this animated movie in this heavy metal wasteland sort of thing, this futuristic metal world. It's a pretty awesome cartoon. There's like battles and epic heavy metal shit.
I see that you're enticed by my daughter's awesome rocking tits. Then bathe with my daughter in the fountain of Varnoth. Appease the gods by lathering her boobs with soapy suds.
Okay.
And I believe they also had E5150 in there somewhere. But those weren't finished versions, they were rough versions.
Hold! You cannot yet caress my daughter's awesome boobage.
Ha! How come?
There is another suitor. This must be decided at the Brestriary in Nipopolis. Now fight for the Lochnar Trophy!
So let's get into the songs. First we have Turn Up the Night. This one's a carbon copy of Neon Nights. It's not as good, but damn, it's a rockin' song. It is a rockin' motherfucking song. Just like Neon Nights, I don't like the weird bassy way the song starts. It sounds a little too abrupt with a loud ass bass overpowering everything. But I love the fucking way Dio sings in the song. I love the way he says go ho. And I love the crazy whammy bar-y random guitar notes that Iomi does after the chorus. And the solo's fucking awesome on this as well. I give this one a 4.5 out of 5. Then we get to Voodoo, which I guess you could say is somewhat like Lady Evil, but boy oh boy is this song a lot better than Lady Evil. This song starts off with this kick-ass grooving riff, and it's a lot more guitar than bass, unlike Lady Evil. So it's like the flip side, and the lyrics in my opinion are a lot better. The vocal melodies are great. I love the part when Dio says, "You say you don't know me, you burn." It's about like witches in the real world, just like fucking with people. I love the chorus where he says, "Don't let a stranger whisper in your ear." And all of a sudden it abruptly says, "Cause it's voodoo," and then it just completely reaches this peak with this drawn out note. And the guitar solo is really kick-ass and grooving the whole time. This is an awesome, awesome song. 5 out of 5. And then we get to a really interesting song, Sign of the Southern Cross, which is sort of like a ballad. There's almost two somewhat ballady songs, but one of them's like a carbon copy of Die Young. I guess you could say this one's sort of like Children of the Sea. It starts out very, very mellow, and it starts to pick up and gets very heavy, but it's very slow and doomy at the same time. I think overall this album is a lot more Black Sabbath-y than Heaven and Hell. It's very heavy, almost early Black Sabbath, like the first two albums. The guitar solo is awesome, and I believe it's so long because it takes its time, and it's very slow and drudgy, so pretty kick-ass song in every way. And I love the melodies in it, and the Sign of the Southern Cross chorus is very, very cool. I love the crazy like cymbal smashing that Vinny does during the chorus. 5 out of 5. Nice, nice song. Then we get to E5150, which I used to absolutely hate. Now I love it. It is a short little instrumental thing where you hear these weird guitars and especially bass and some synthesizer notes. Very, very dark and creepy. I think there's even some like screams in there. I learned this from Ralph Baer again, his Mob Rules review, which is awesome. Check it out. That E5150 is supposed to be evil. Like you know, it's E for, you know, evil. And then 5, instead of the 5, you use the Roman numeral for 5. And then the 50 somehow becomes an L. I can't remember how it does, though. Yeah, it's evil. It's pretty cool, though. I give this one a 3.5 out of 5. Then we go to the epic, fucking hard-kicking song, Mob Rules. This song comes with an awesome riff, and it's super easy to learn, too. Very badass. There's a lot of sliding and crazy intricate randomness in there, and I love the lyrics that Dio does, and the vocal melodies, especially during the bridge and chorus, are fucking awesome. And if you listen to Fools, the Mob Rule, the solo in there is pretty kick-ass too. It takes a big portion of the song. It's short and it's kick-ass, and it does its job perfectly. 5 out of 5. Then we get to my least favorite song on the album, Country Girl, which has sort of a slow groove to it. Maybe you could even say that this is like Lady Evil, just about a woman again, and this one's kind of boring. The only parts I like from it are later on, where Dio slows down a little bit and have these really cool melodic parts, and the solo's nice, but man, the verse and chorus just really bore the shit out of me. So it's like half good, so I give this one a 3 out of 5, it's okay. And we move on to Slipping Away, which sounds almost identical to like a Led Zeppelin song. In fact, I even went through Led Zeppelin's catalog after hearing this to see if there's a song that sounds like this. And I don't think there is. It just sounds exactly like it should be a Led Zeppelin song, that weird sliding riff. And the bass and drums follow perfectly, almost like a Led Zeppelin song. It's really weird. I love Vinny Appice's drumming on here. It's very cool. I love like the back and forth riffage going on. Like the riff literally just goes back and forth really quickly. The lyrics are very, very cool too. Love the way Dio says Slipping Away. It sounds very, very badass. Very cutthroaty, hard-hitting song, but it's a little forgettable and a little underdeveloped, and sounds a little sludgy too. So 4 out of 5. Then we get to maybe the best song off the album, Falling Off the Edge of the World, but it is like Die Young 2, and I honestly do not know which one I like more. Maybe this one. It's a pretty damn underrated song too. At least Die Young gets some acknowledgement. This one was only played on like one of their tours, and it wasn't even the Mob Rules tour that they played it, which is bullshit. The song begins very, very dark, and maybe even better than the way Die Young begins. And then when that riff kicks in, that riff is very, very, very badass and powerful. It's such a like speed metal and catchy riff too, and I love the way Dio melodically and powerfully sings with this crazy riffage going on. The guitar solo is awesome as hell too. Every section bleeds to the next perfectly, and it is one of the absolute best songs Dio has ever sung on. It's just such a shame how underrated this song is. It's a 5 out of 5 without a doubt. Then we get to the final track, which is Over and Over, which is a bit of a ripoff of Lonely Is the Word. Although, unlike Lonely Is the Word, that one was a lot more heavy and hard-hitting. This one's a lot more melodic and depressing, so it's like the other side of the coin. They're pretty much identical, especially with rating. 4.5 out of 5. I love the way he does the chorus. It's so slow and melodic, and Vinny Appice's drumming's perfect. He does the fills where they need to be, and I think maybe he's better for this album than Bill Ward would have been. The bass isn't too prominent, and the guitars still have these incredible melodic melodies, and the slow, powerful guitar solo that Iommi does really, really, really rivals the guitar solo in Lonely Is the Word, but they're probably once again equal. They're completely equal songs. Pretty damn good album. I think it's better than the Black Sabbath debut. I think it's maybe on par with Volume 4, but it's not as good as, say, Eternal Idol, Headless Cross, Sabotage, Paranoid, Master of Reality, Heaven and Hell. You get the gist.